Now, before everybody jumps in the comments, no, Napoli don't need rebuilding.
Oh, I did think that when you told me it was going to be Napoli.
But we don't do this just on teams that need to be rebuilt. We like to find funny stories, don't we? Or just have a little bit of fun. Yeah. And I think one of the most entertaining teams in the world to watch right now is Napoli. And I'd quite like to use them in Football Manager.
But I'm going to make it a little bit harder for you. Because of where Napoli are and how well they're doing, I'm not going to accept for anything less than winning the European Cup.
Bloody hell, that's...
Forget the league.
All right,
because I think we should win the league.
Okay, well, they've won in their past.
They've won one. Only the one.
1989, of course. Yeah, Diego Maradona was there.
They beat Stuttgart, didn't they?
Yeah.
5-2 on aggregate, 5-3.
Yeah.
But do you know, when I looked it up as well, I was surprised who used to play for them.
Yeah.
Klinsmann.
What, Stuttgart, yeah.
He actually scored a goal in the second leg, which they drew 3 each.
Yeah.
So it was 5-3 on aggregate. And they won 2-1. It was 5-4 on aggregate. I'll get it right in a minute.
Yeah, nearly.
They won the first leg for 2-1, which Maradona scored the very first goal.
Okay.
Penalty.
So, obviously, a club with quite a lot of history, but not a lot of... It's weird, isn't it? They're almost famous because they had Maradona in that spell.
When you look through their history of winning things, Maradona.
Yeah.
One-man team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they have had, like, amazing players.
Yeah.
And recently as well.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Like, they've built some quality teams. The likes of Cavani, obviously, played there quite recently, who, obviously, I love because of his Man United spell. But now I think they've built one of the best teams in Europe and one of the most exciting teams in Europe. And I actually think this is probably one of the best run clubs in Europe right now. I mean, the deals that they've been doing recently and bringing in, it's smart.
I think
really
had
smart.
to do that, though, because over the years they've
a lot of money troubles.
They've had a lot of money.
Yeah.
They've actually folded once, and a film star, if I remember rightly, an Italian film star came in and bought them. They had to change the name for one season, and they got reallocated into the league. And then the second season they
could change it back
to Napoli.
Yeah, maybe they changed it to Parthenop, and that's why Football Manager has had to name them Parthenop and not Napoli. But obviously we've used the name change. So I mentioned some of their players. We'll take a look at them, but there are a couple of transfers that they have coming up. One of them, though, I made myself. So this is the only signing that I made this summer, but he doesn't join us this summer. Parisi, who is a left-back, really good on the game, good potential. It's a position that they have two really good players there already.
Yeah.
But one of them is about to turn 30 or already just turned 30, so it's maybe something that I need to look forward to in the future.
Well, in the 5 years that we're going to be, he probably will leave us.
Exactly. So, but what they have done is they've brought in Raspadori, who is a phenomenal young Italian striker who can also play attacking midfield. They've got him on a loan to buy, which is a permanent deal. If that's actually what they are only paying, Sassuolo's been robbed because he's quality, and £21 million is dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So that's all that they have got in, but their squad already, Dad, is amazing, and I love it. We've seen in the World Cup quite a lot of these players pop up. One of them was Kim Min-jae for South Korea. One of the best centre-backs so far in Europe across the leagues. He's been amazing. They bought him for really cheap, and then by like a couple of months after he joined, everybody's like, oh, he's really good. Maybe we can pinch him off him in January. And there was so many reports of him leaving, so he's really good. Then obviously you look at midfield. They've brought in Zambo Anguissa from Fulham, turned a championship player into a really good centre midfielder. Yeah. He's absolutely fantastic, and they've always had some really good centre midfielders, to be fair. But I think obviously the highlight that they brought in this year was Kvaradona, the Georgian wonder kid. I don't know how to say his first name, but I believe it's Kvaratskhelia is how you say his last name.
Cool with that.
Kvaratskhelia. He plays on the left-hand side. He is amazing to watch. He's so entertaining. He's like one of these really tricky wingers that, I mean, you can see he's got 19 flair there and great agility. You don't know what direction he's going to go because he's quite good on both feet.
Yeah.
He's scored some goals. He's got loads of assists so far, and he's only 21. And he is absolutely blown away the Serie A and Europe, because I think he scored quite a few goals. I think a couple against Liverpool as well. Yeah. He set a couple up for his strike partner, which we'll talk about in a sec. But they only signed him for £8.5 million. Now, he was originally at Rubin Kazan, but he had to leave because of the Russian war with Ukraine.
Yeah.
So he moved to Georgia for £7 million, and then straight away after 11 games, moved to Napoli. So in those 11 games, he scored 8.
Yeah.
So he is incredible, and I haven't really used him that much in this year's Football Manager. So it's a nice little treat for me to use Kvaratskhelia or Kvaradona, however you like to call him, because that's what they are calling him. His strike partner, though, is one of my favourite players on the game, Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian centre striker. He is so fast, very good off the ball. He is probably that striker that I would say like Erling Haaland was last year, where you're like, he's bound to move.
Yeah.
He's got to move, surely.
Yeah.
But if Napoli start doing too well, he won't need to move.
No, definitely.
Because obviously they're walking the league right now. I watched them recently absolutely dismantle Juventus. I think it's 5-1. And it was like Juventus was one of the relegation teams in Serie A. They absolutely destroyed them. And Victor Osimhen, I think, scored a hat-trick.
And they had 15 points deducted from them as well, Juventus, this season?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think they have this season.
Yeah.
I think they had it done.
I mean, a lot of people were saying you need to rebuild Juve soon. We did that last year, and I don't really like them that much as a club because of obviously all the trouble that they had in the 2000s, and I really wanted to do Napoli. So when Dad was like, oh, who are you going to do? I was thinking in my head, I probably have to do Juve, and then I just thought, I don't want to do Juve. I want to do Napoli instead. I like their team. I love their players. This is going to be a fun one, guys. All right, so let's take a look at the tactic then, because what we are going to use is going to be hard to get all the players that I want involved. But we've got a shadow striker and we've got an advanced forward. That inside forward is going to be for Kvaradona, of course. They've got a couple of good players who can play as a winger here. They've got Hervin Lozano, who used to be a Foot Manager Wonder Kid back in the day. Still quite young, to be honest. Still 27. But it's because he's been around for so long. I think he's older than that. He's not. And they've also got the likes of Elmas, who can play there, and Politano, who I think is a little bit older now, but he's always quite good on the game. So the shadow strike role is kind of where I'm looking at Zielinski or Raspadori. So playing one of those two in there. They've also got Yorme and Ndombele still at the club with an option to buy as well. Not quite sure whether I'll do that. And then they've got two centre midfielders that I really like, and I'm going to try with Segundo Volantes. So we've got Anguissa, and they got Lobotka and Zielinski as well, who obviously we mentioned there can play that shadow striker role probably better than what he can play deeper, but he can play in the deeper role should we need him to. Wingbacks, ball playing defenders, sweeper keeper, all of that good stuff. It's kind of a custom vertical tiki-taka style, but we're going very attacking because, we've got the players to do it.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the schedule then and see how we started off. We started off with a 4-0 loss to Lazio. Yeah. They got Ciro Immobile, who obviously is overpowered on this game. He really is. But then we turned that around and won 5-0 against Sampdoria. So I'm like, is this tactic good or not? I don't know.
You concede 4 goals and don't score any. Then you score 9 goals and don't concede any.
Yeah, because Victor Osimhen got 4 himself against Sampdoria, and then Spezia, we beat them 4-0. And obviously those two teams are going to be scrapping out down the bottom. Lazio, we're probably going to be challenging for that top 4. Yeah. Sometimes they even win the league. So it's going to be difficult to see whether this tactic works or not. We could be looking at first season sacking. Who knows? Champions League group. No, Liverpool and Real Madrid. Obviously, they pulled Liverpool in the Champions League this year and kind of embarrassed them. Yeah, really, didn't they? It was a shocking defeat when it first happened, because that was when at the start of the season where Napoli were like, oh, Napoli could be quite good this year, and then they were like, oh, they are good.
And we were all thinking that Liverpool were going to give them a good hammering, weren't we?
Yeah,
bang opposite, wasn't it?
Absolutely the opposite. So that's going to be a challenge for us as well. So you mentioned we should be winning European trophy at some point during this 5-year rebuild.
Europa League first season.
Europa League could be on the cards. Right, okay. We'll simulate this first season then and see how we do. Okay, first season. We finished in second place.
I'll take that. So.
Yeah. Inter Milan kind of ran away with it. They've done really well. They're 86 points
as well. Yeah, 9 points.
It's tough. So we were kind of like second by some distance as well. 5th place. We're kind of in a league of our own there, really.
Yeah.
Lazio, who we mentioned, were good. They finished in 3rd, and Juve scrapped on to 4th. Champions Milan, all the way down in 6th place there, 64 points. Some way off, obviously, where they were last season, or this season, if you look at it.
When you really look at the top 9 teams, you would expect them to be there, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's usually your top 9. And then there's obviously, I genuinely think the Serie A does have like the biggest spread of really good teams. And I think like now the Juve era is over, I think we'll see a couple of different winners.
Hopefully.
I'd like to, because obviously if Napoli do win it, which it does look like they could do this year, that'll be 3 on the banks where it's different winners. Yeah. That makes it more entertaining, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of, I think Juve won it like 9 seasons in a row.
Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, something boring. Osman got 26 goals. Hard, really, to win Golden Boot when you're in the league with Churro Mobile, but he still got the highest average rating. And we also have the joint second man of matches there. But we had the most clean sheets with Alex Murray in goal, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
What about other competitions, though? Did we win a Coppa Italia? Did we win the Europa League? Or did we manage to actually qualify for our Champions League group? Let's take a look. Oh, we did go into the Europa League. We're runners-up of the Coppa Italia.
Ooh,
and we finished in the semi-final.
Not in the semi-final.
Yeah, against the greatest team ever, Manchester United. 1-0 across 2 legs as well.
Very
Very
English
tight.
teams there, look.
Yeah, United beat Chelsea there in the final. Hey, United might do it this year.
Going back to our European group here, though, the Champions League group.
Yeah.
Have I seen right? We still finished on 9 points.
We did.
We nearly done it.
We nearly did it. So what's really unfortunate about that group then is we won 3 games. We beat Real Madrid at home 2-1. We lose them away, but is it our goal
Lost 3-0.
difference? Yeah. So, or is it head-to-head in Champions League? I can't remember whether they've changed it or not, or whether it's going to change.
Either or either, really, because it was 3-0 one and 3-1.
Yeah, so even head-to-head, it would have been higher. We lost both games against Liverpool. Tough one at home there, 3-4. Loss, but we beat obviously Strung Rats both times. You would hope, really, I mean, if it was goal difference, we ruined our chances there with just a 1-0 home win. Oh, Sturm, sorry, SK Sturm. So the Coppa Italia, we got to the final. Who do we face in that final? It was Inter Milan, who've dominated Italy so far this year.
Really.
1-0 against them.
Talking about the Coppa Italia as well. When we won it in 1962, which was the first time we won that cup game, we were actually in Serie B.
Oh, wow, so they won it from the second division. Nice.
First team to ever do that from the Serie B.
Yeah.
They won the league that season as well, but they also won
were
the
going
Coppa
up,
Italia.
yeah. Well, that's impressive. I like it when you see that. There's not many teams that manage to do that today, so when they pull it off, that's fantastic. We'll take a look then. Who did win the Champions League this year? It was Manchester City. They beat Bayern in the final. Erling Haaland scored 15 goals across the competition. We'll take a look at the goals. Who scored what? We obviously know Victor Osman probably scored quite a fair few. So he got 33. That 22 is a guy that's out on loans. We can't count on him. But Zielinski, who looks like he played majority of games in that shadow striker role, 13 there. And Kvaratskhelia got 10 with 10 assists. I'd expect a little bit more than that. He had a good average rating. And Herman Lozano got 13 assists, which is quite impressive there. So, okay, what about transfers then? We have been given £36 million. It's a lot of money in some leagues.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can make use of that in the Serie A.
I think it's lucky, really, we've got a good squad. So you're adding to the squad, really. So you're buying squad players, really. You're not going to go out and buy, your Erling Haaland, are you?
No.
That type of money.
And age-wise, we're looking quite good, really. We've got a couple of players who will be Mario Rui, that's the left back I mentioned there, and the centre back we've kind of been using. Juan Jesus is 32, sorry. So we've got a few players who are coming to the end of their career, but it's not like we need to immediately to replace them. So yeah, as you say, we should be fine. And we've got a couple of players who are on loan deals that are obviously going to be joining permanently. Raspadori and Ndombele, we're not going to be signing him, I don't think, because I don't think he really has made that much of an impact for us. If you look, it's going to cost us £28 million for a player that's a squad player, really. So I don't really think we will be bringing him in. So we'll go forward to the second season and see who we do bring in. Now, to start things off, I know our goalkeeper did keep the most clean sheets in the league. But when Altay Bayindir came up as a free transfer at 25, and he looks better attribute-wise, I couldn't turn it down.
Good young keeper, isn't it?
Yeah, he's 6'6" as well. He's a bit of a powerhouse. I like the look of him a lot. As a free transfer with not that much wages, and he does come in as our non-EU player this year. Remember, there's that rule, and we screwed it up many a times. Hopefully, we don't screw up many times this time round.
I mean, for a free signing, you can't afford to turn someone like that down.
No, he's way too good. That handling, one-on-ones, reflexes alone is good enough. But when you look at the things that are like 14s, like kicking and passing, he's got good distribution. Yeah, he's a fantastic goalkeeper on this game. So he will definitely improve our lineup. He's not the only free transfer we brought in, though, because another one that we got was a Benfica right midfielder or left midfielder, but I'm going to use him on the right, and he's going to be backup for Kvaratskhelia, is Enrique Pereira, 21 years of age. I've seen this guy turn into a monster in my Union Berlin save. In my Toulouse save, sorry. He was a beast at Monaco. So I know he has a good potential, and if he reaches that, He is insane. Might not get the game time here, but as a good backup, you can't ask for much more as a free transfer. He's only 21 from Benfica. He's got good value. Again, not a lot of wages.
That's cheap as chips, isn't it?
That's it. We're not going to have the highest amount of wages in this league, and we're not going to have the money that Inter Milan and AC Milan can offer at this point anyway, until we start getting like late stage of Champions League money where our board is going to allow us to do that. However, we did spend a little bit. So let's take a look. From the bottom, Matteo Pessina from Atalanta. I was quite shocked really when I seen this guy on the transfer list, because he's kind of like a master of like nothing, but he's just good at everything.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really have a weakness.
Little story with Atalanta.
Yeah, with Atalanta, yeah.
Yeah. Second time we won the league in 1989-19 season. We won it by 2 points over Milan.
Yeah.
But halfway through the season, we were awarded 2 points against a game against Atlanta because one of their fans threw a coin and hit one of our players in the head. So they gave us the points.
Wow.
We won the league by 2 points.
What was it, a draw and then...
I think going back to them, it was 2 points per win. So whether it finished up as a draw or no, I don't know. But the league gave us the 2 points for winning. And we actually won the league by 2 points. All because a fan threw a coin.
That was the era as well where obviously the Serie A was at its peak, and you think, we've mentioned it a few times, that late 80s to early 90s era where
Maradona
AC
was
Milan,
there then. So that was the second time he won the league.
AC Milan's team, they had the 3 Dutch players. They had Baresi at centre-back, an unbelievable side. So
I bet they weren't very happy really by losing it by that. Really.
Definitely not. They had, by that time as well, 3-time Ballon d'Or winner, Van Basten.
What a player.
Yeah.
What a player.
So I seen a thing where it was like, name a player who you'd love to have seen their career without a major injury.
Yeah.
And everybody was always like, Ronaldo, R9. For me, I would think Van Basten.
Yeah.
Because he retired at like 27, 28. And he had won 3 Ballon d'Ors already. So I think that's like...
Another player I'd like to have seen a bit more of, and it's because, especially in Europe, this area he was against the good teams, was Bergkamp.
Yeah.
He very rarely played away from England because he was
didn't
scared
like flying.
of flying.
You had to get boats everywhere.
Yeah, so if he couldn't go by ferry, he won't go in.
Yeah. So anyway, Matteo Pessina, we've brought him in, 26. Again, like he's Italian. He was on loan to Monza last year, so he played quite a lot of games in the Serie A. And considering Monza aren't the best Serie A team, to get 8 goals and 3 assists with 3 player of the matches from midfield, I was quite pleased with that. So £7.75 million, not a lot of money to bring in a very good squad player. Baresi, who we mentioned earlier, the left back, he has come in. But at the back, Caleb Okoli. Now, Napoli want us on their club vision to sign young players for the first team.
Right.
And they were disappointed I didn't do that in the first year, but obviously I only made one signing and he didn't actually join us. So this is that signing. He is Italian/Nigerian, but obviously he has come through an Italian club in Vicenza, then Atalanta. He's been around. We've bought him from Atalanta, so another player from Atalanta, £18.75 million as a centre-back. He's very good.
As a centre-back, played one, scored one.
Yeah. Can't argue with that. He is 6'2". He's not the best like on the board, but we don't really need him to do that. You got Kim Min-jae, and he just plays simple passes, so he's not going to do anything complicated. So I quite like him, to be fair. He's one of the good. There's so many good Italian centre backs that are about to come through. I think we're going to be in another era of Italian football.
The Italians that bring their kids up as defenders, they were English people bring their kids up as bringing strikers, didn't they?
Yeah,
you go out there and score the goals. And Italia is like, you just stay there.
Yeah, they got Scalvini, the likes of Scalvini there as well. There's a few. Viti, who's gone to France. So the last signing obviously is Raspadori, who has come from Sassuolo. Again, the player that we already knew. So that's £16 million in total, but really I didn't spend 30 something of it this season. It was the Okoli and Pessina deal is the only bits of money that I actually spent, with a couple of free transfers. So I don't think we need to make much changes to the tactic, because it was performing well.
Yeah.
We were overrun.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
A bit unlucky, I think.
Yeah.
With a draw, with a European draw.
We got semi-final of one competition, a final of the cup competition. Now all we've done, we haven't really lost any first team players. We've just added to it.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to see Okoli and Pereira play as many games as possible. So I'm going to nail them in for as many games as possible that they can play this season. So let's take a look at the schedule then. How have we started off? We've only played one game. It's against Fiorentina. It was a 2-0 win. Okoli and Victor Osimhen. Good start.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that. Now, our Champions League group, the last time we're going to play Champions League before it goes into the weird league format. We get Real Madrid again. And we get Porto. But I would like to think that we can overcome Porto.
We're going through that.
And we should go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, let's find out then. We'll see you in the second season. Second season and we win the title.
That's in, 7
Let's
points.
go.
Happy
So that what's that?
Atlanta second as well.
The first, yeah, that's amazing, really,
Yeah.
isn't it? How far off Inter Milan dropped off down to
Yeah.
5th. It's like if you win the league, you only get Europa League next year.
Yeah.
That must be the first time in nearly 30 years?
Yeah, I think it is.
Or 30 years? It
Yeah.
could be 30 years. So the last time we won it, 1990, 34 years. That is outstanding. Good stuff. We won it by a mile as well. We can see they're only losing 6 games in total, both against Atalanta. We lost them 4-0 at one point.
They're going to be gutted with that, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Victor Osman scored 35, so he is now the top scorer. He also had the highest average rating. Raspadori coming in there with a lot of assists, so that's great. Now, the other competitions, I don't think we're going to... No. So, Inter Milan knocked us out of the quarterfinal by Lazio, but we won the league.
It's
Step
annoying
one.
getting knocked out of the Champions League by another Italian side.
Yeah, I
isn't it?
know. Yeah.
I hate that.
So step one is complete. So Real Madrid went through with us, as we can see there. We lost 6-4 on aggregate,
Yeah.
so it was a very entertaining tie there. In the round of 16, we played Bayern Munich, and we beat them. And we were the second seed from that, because obviously it looks like we played... Real Madrid was on this side of the draw, which means they topped the group. We finished in second, so we played on this side of the group. And the final was played out by Real Madrid and Liverpool again at Wembley.
There's always going to be one winner between them two teams,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and Real Madrid won after extra time, 4-1 though. Okay, so that's not bad then. Let's take a look and see how many Osman scored across the whole season, because I dare say he's probably our top scorer. 41. That's not bad because he only played 41 games in total.
Brilliant.
With 6 assists. Lovely.
Just going back on that Real Madrid-Liverpool game.
Yeah.
They played it at Wembley.
Yeah.
At least the Liverpool fans got into the game that time, didn't they?
Yeah.
So.
Awkward. Raspadori, he scored 15 goals and 13 assists. And then we also have Pessina coming up there with 8 and 11. Zielinski, 8 and 13. He's playing quite a lot in that shadow striker role. Kvaratskhelia, though, 7 goals and 9 assists. And it doesn't look like our assistant manager favoured him that much because he is only playing 25 starts. And he's wanted by Barcelona, which is... Do you know when, like, you see a player and you think destined to go to a club?
Yeah.
I look at him in real life and I think destined to go to Barcelona.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And it's like Victor Osman, I think destined to be at Real Madrid. It's one of those things. I just see those types of players and I think you're gonna go there. Like Mbappe destined to go United with his Qatari bid. No, I seen in reports. Obviously, he posted about Man United the other day, which was a bit strange. But it's obviously because Qatar, who owns PSG, as we're recording this on the day, have officially put a bid in to buy United, and then it makes it very easy if he ever wants to go to the Premier League then, doesn't it? So you just don't know, do you?
But isn't there a law that they can't play each other in a European competition then?
No. So UEFA have already said they can go ahead because it's... So basically, Qatar have like a sports investment fund, which own PSG, but the bid that's going in for United is above that in just the Qatar fund. So it's not the sports fund. So what they're saying, it's 2 different entities.
Paperwork,
but the boss of each one is the same person.
Yeah.
So
paperwork,
it's the same thing as Red Bull.
Yeah.
Which has obviously always been controversial. Okay, then let's take a look. Then in the transfer market, we've got only £36 million to spend next season. It's not a lot. It's not a lot because that's like not even one player, really, is it? Like you're looking at an elite player. It's more 50,
you're trying to do what you're
million.
doing, and you're trying to improve the squad really by. I mean, we won the league this year.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Okay, we'll go forward. Third season. Who do we bring in? Now, we do have to be a little bit coy in the transfer market. So I brought in Kelechi Iheanacho, who I think is actually really good.
Yeah.
Free transfer again.
That's good.
Yeah, that is a really good free
He's not
transfer.
a bad player, actually, is he?
No, I really like him. I think Leicester, sometimes they use him correctly. I was really shocked when he went to Leicester from Man City because I thought he'd be like the next, when Sergio Aguero did leave, I thought he'd be the replacement for him, but obviously they didn't see that, or Pep didn't see that, so he left. But I quite like him, to be fair. As a free transfer, we'll definitely take that. So he didn't play that much at all the last couple of seasons at Leicester, so that's obviously the reason why he wanted to leave. Bringing him in, he's going to be a bit part player. Now the big sign-in is Zaniolo, who made a weird move. Now this is like a guy who's quite young still, and in real life he is good. Football Manager always rate him really highly. He's made a strange move. He's gone to Turkey in the January transfer to Galatasaray. So
he's obviously fell out with the
with Jose,
and he's obviously fell out with him.
Yeah.
When you fall out with Jose, you're gone, aren't you?
Yeah, because I thought like when they mentioned that he could be on the move, there was talks of him going to the Premier League and stuff like that. No, he moved to Galatasaray, and I
Yeah.
think it's really strange. But anyway, we've bought him here, 25 years of age, so really good player. £30 million is a lot. Now, originally, the board tried blocking the move for Zaniolo because of the rivalry that Napoli and Roma have.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So that was one thing that they said, but I said, no, let's sign him because he'll be crucial for us next season. He scored 12 goals last season for them. He's a quality player. £30 million. He's going to really improve our side, and he's obviously Italian, which is a big point for the league registration, because I fear for signing anybody who's not Italian, because I don't know whether I'll get it wrong. Like, as soon as I seen Iheanacho as a free transfer, I offered him a contract, and then I seen that he was a non-EU, reminded me, and I was like, oh god. But it's not the worst thing if he can't sign, but you know, spending £30 million on a player and they can't be used is devastating. So the other signing that we made was again from another Italian club, Moise Kean. He's had a weird career because he started off fantastic at Juve and obviously went to PSG, moved to Everton, really strange. Never really lived up to the hype. Again, Football Manager always rate him quite highly. They still see something in him. But even on the game now, like they only give him 2.5 stars, even though his attributes are quite high. He doesn't play that many games. £7 million though as that type of squad player. I can't turn that down. I think that's really good. And his wages are so low as well. So we'll see. Sometimes I've seen him like develop into an absolute beast, and sometimes I just see him never get used. We'll see what happens here. Again, tactically, don't really need to change it. So I think I've found a really nice style for Napoli and the players that we have right now, but I do want Kvaratskhelia. I want him playing every single game. I want to make use of him on that left-hand side. He is destined for this role. He is fantastic in this role. Let's use him as many times as possible and see what we can get out of him. Playing in this inside forward role on attack. Again, in the Serie A, we don't play that many games, but it was a good start. 4-0 against Fiorentina, who we played the first game last season. Raspadori getting the first, Osimhen getting 2, and Anguissa. And then Empoli, where Victor Osimhen scored all 4 goals. So he is a goal machine, isn't he? Our Champions League fixtures have now gone into the new format. So if we remove everything else and take a look, we've got some tough ones, but we've also got quite a few of those games where it's like easy wins. So
What, the Man United game?
Funny. Barcelona, City, and Man United. Those are going to be the ones that, you know, if you get points out of it, it's a bargain. But I think if we do manage to beat Sociedad, Norgeland, Young Boys, and the other two there, we should go through.
Seeing the Man United and Barcelona teams there, we watched that game last night. What an entertaining game that was, wasn't it?
Very entertaining game.
So that was a good advert for the European football,
yeah.
really.
And by the time this comes out, the second leg would have already been played.
Football.
Yeah. The second leg would have already been played.
Right, so that's a little thing then, isn't it? What do we think the result will be?
I can't see it. If we perform like we did last night with Lissandro Martinez, we should be going through.
Yeah, I'll agree with you.
And they're going to see it.
Go on then. What do you reckon the score will be?
I think we'll beat them 3-1 at home.
3-1.
Yeah.
2-0.
2-0
Man United.
at home.
Yeah. I don't think Barcelona. They shouldn't have scored against you there last night. So.
No. I can't wait to see these comments. We get battered 4-0.
That'd be interesting.
Hilarious. All right. Okay. But also, I do think they should have had a red card.
Yeah. You were saying that earlier.
Yeah, they should have had a red card, because VAR is supposed to stop things like that. They're supposed to pull that up and go, "Oh, can you check that? We think that's a red card."
Talking about
if it's not a penalty,
the run
foul,
from Rashford when he got brought down, nothing was given.
If it's not a penalty and the contact starts on the outside, so they're saying no, it's not given as a penalty, then it's a foul and a red card then, because he's about to have a shot on goal, and it's a last man. So
I think VAR has just gone with it because the referee hasn't given anything and it wasn't a penalty. I think that's why they haven't interfered. But like you're saying, because it's a red card, maybe they should have intervened.
But yeah, Eric Ten Hag. I mean, Eric Ten Hag was right. Like he said, that doesn't affect just that match. It affects the second leg. Yeah. If it gets a straight red, I don't know whether it's 2 games ban or 1 game's ban. If it is 2 games, then it affects if Barcelona go through the next team that they play. Yeah. So it's very bad officiating. We're seeing it time and time again right now. And
the Premier League was awful last weekend.
Oh, it's just getting highlighted as it's getting worse. Yeah. And it's got to the point where it's like, how do we stop this from being worse? VAR was brought in to make things better, and it's just highlighting how bad it actually is now.
I was watching the game. I think it's the Villa game with they put the blue line for the offside
Oh, yeah.
on the wrong player.
Yeah.
And even when they've done it, I even said to your mum, they've put the blue line on the wrong player. I'm sure they have.
Ridiculous,
And for it to come out then, and you got, when you see the picture of who's on VAR, they show it on the screen, don't they? On VAR this week there's 4 people in that stadium.
Yeah, how do they all get it wrong?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So you think, Christ almighty, someone's got to think, hang on a minute,
Yeah.
there's a player behind him.
Yeah.
So awful.
You think
awful
that
this week?
They're so, like, they're absolute numpties that you'd think you should be put in. It gets to the point where I'd be like, right, let's make this to the point where we put an official from each team in there.
Yeah.
Because then they can be like, whoa. You'd be fighting your corner, wouldn't you?
What about putting an ex-professional in there?
Yeah. Who actually knows the game, played the game.
That's right. Sometimes I think that's all you need. Someone who's actually played the game to be involved with refereeing.
Yeah.
He hasn't got to be a referee, just to be involved with it.
And make the rules simpler.
Oh.
The handball rule is a joke. If it's one phase of play, it is handball. If it's up in the air, sometimes it doesn't count as handball. You can volley it at the round.
My
it's
worst
fine.
one is the offside rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should
be
be
daylight between
the 2 players. Level in my book is always onside.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, you could have one player leaning that way, one player leaning this way. They're level.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, they're level. There's no gap between them. They're level.
The biggest myth in football is the advantage always goes to the attacking team. Never seen that happen. Never seen that happen. Not in Sunday League, because normally you got their linesman.
Yeah.
Who I'm stood miles onside and he's flagged me. And I'm like, who are you flagging, mate? Because there's no way I'm offside. That's the biggest joke in football. Right, so that's our Champions League fixtures. I'd like to think we should be able to go through, if not on the top 8 where you automatically qualify, definitely in the qualifying
I'll be
playoff.
disappointed we don't go through.
Yeah, I agree. Right, okay then, we'll simulate the 3rd season and see how we do. There we go. We retained it. Only just.
Ooh.
I mean, our goal difference is miles ahead of Juve, but we had to play a playoff. And we beat them 1-0 in said playoff to lift the trophy.
Get in.
And Victor Osman scored it. In a game we dominated, by the way, 29 shots.
Yeah.
14 on target.
13.
Szczesny had the game of his life, by the way. He saved 13 shots. That's insane. But we did manage to do it. Zielinski there getting man of the match, creating 2 clear-cut chances. Yeah, what a way to win it.
Yeah.
That's insane. Right, okay, let's take a look at the league table then. Obviously, on the same points as Juve. They lost their last game, which I think would have been the playoff anyway, so I don't think that's like the actual league.
Was, yeah.
Right, okay, so Victor Osman got 28 goals, Chiro Mobile got 32, but we got 2 players there. Raspadori is in there with the average rating, Zielinski with the joint highest assists, and Victor Osman with 8 man of the matches. And by India, I mean, Szczesny's done really well to get 21 clean sheets in 38 games. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Over 50% of your games, you're getting a clean sheet, and you still didn't win the league.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Looking at the league table there then, out of the teams that's there, how high would you say Napoli are as being the best supported team in the league?
Best supported.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you now they're not first. They're not the highest supported team in the league.
I would have said 3rd.
4th in the league, they are.
Fourth.
Best supported.
Right.
I reckon 13% of the Italians support Napoli.
Right, okay.
In 2004, they were in Serie C.
Yeah.
Because they got relegated for money problems again and all that. And I think that's when the film
Saved them.
Come in and saved them. They had an average crowd of 51,000.
Bloody
In
hell.
the Serie C.
Yeah. That's mental, isn't it?
But yeah, they are the 4th biggest team in
Supported.
Italy,
yeah. So who would be top then, would you say, if you didn't see it?
I would say it's Juventus.
Really? I don't
Or
know.
one of the Milan. What do you reckon? One of the Milan?
Well, I think it could be Roma.
Yeah.
As a
You reckon?
capital.
Yeah. Could be.
As a capital, I think,
Yeah.
you usually find, I
Yeah,
mean,
we'll
it's not
put
the
it out-
case
We'll put it out to our friends then.
Yeah.
You Italian friends, tell us who's the highest supported team in Italy.
Yeah. I mean,
We're
I
not
know
sure.
obviously in our country it's not a capital, because United is
Yeah.
just like blows
Yeah.
it out of the water because of the global phenomenon that they've become. But I think in most countries you'd find the capital club would be the most supported.
Tell you another thing I was surprised as well, which I was watching the Spurs-Milan game the other night, and it looks like the Milan teams are going to split up the stadiums, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, surprised with that.
Very old stadium now. It does
was,
need
innit? Yeah.
doing, doesn't
Yeah.
it? But it looks like they're just going to build a new one. But they've shared that for a long time too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always find it weird because, like, obviously they can't agree on a colour for the stadium, so they just put green seats in and stuff like that. It's really funny to me. Our stadium, though, looks a little bit run down.
Well, we've been in that stadium since 1959, I think it is. Yeah, 1959 it was built. So
Yeah.
we've had it since then, and obviously they changed the name in 2020.
Yeah.
With Diego obviously
When he
passing
passed.
away. Yeah, so they renamed the stadium then.
Yeah.
But it's not a nice looking stadium, but
It's a good job they always have nice kits. Although they have the wildest kits, because every year they do seasonal kits and they put like reindeer's faces on their kits and stuff like that, and just try and make an extra buck.
When they were formed, which was in 1926, they were actually in 1905. I think they were actually made properly as a team. If I said to you they were called a sporting team, a sporting football and cricket team, who would you say formed them then? Nationality, football and cricket. Come on.
Oh, England then.
2 English sailors it was, got
Right,
together
okay.
with 2 Italians, and they made a team in that area.
Yeah.
Because as we know, Napoli is a
Naples.
Naples is a port
Yeah.
village or town. So they actually formed a team, and it was like teams in that area all got together and made one team then, and they become then the Napoli team.
Yeah.
And formed in 1926. They were actually made properly as the one team. But yeah, and that's where the kit colour come from. Each of the teams that they amalgamated from, wore one was white, one was winning blue, and another one wore the darker blue, I think it was.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's where the colours of the kit actually come from.
Yeah.
Going back to the stadium again, Italian 90, the World Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously Maradona
was
playing for Napoli then still. They played the semi-final at that stadium, Italy versus Argentina.
Yeah.
And
I've heard a story about this.
Maradona came out and actually asked the fans of that area to support Argentina.
Yeah.
And they weren't very happy about it.
No.
But it was the only stadium. Argentina must have played a few of their games at that stadium, but it was the only stadium the Argentinian team didn't, with their national anthem, didn't get booed.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because of him, really.
Yeah.
But right after the game, the Italian Federation dope test Maradona, didn't they?
Yeah. And caught him.
And he fell for cocaine, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he was
Diego? That doesn't sound like him.
He was banned then for 15 months, so he never played for Napoli again.
No.
And he come out, and so did the fans come out and said that was in retaliation of Maradona asking the fans to support Argentina rather than.
And he didn't learn from his lesson, did he?
No.
Because in 1994, what happened again?
Done again.
Done again. He got sent home early.
Yeah.
And he looked terrible in that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
When he runs over to the camera and you can literally see, there's like a still photo. You'd be like, you didn't even have to do the test, do you? Like, yeah, just send him home now. He's clearly on drugs. So there we go.
I mean, it's a shame really, because what a player. I mean, he dismantled England.
Yeah.
On that, the 2 goals that he scored against us.
Yeah.
All right, one was the handball, one which I
can never forgive him for as an Englishman.
No,
yeah.
and you talk to Peter Shilton about it, and he would kill him. Still,
Yeah.
I think, even though he's dead, he'd still
Yeah.
kill him. Pull him his grave and kill him again.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that second goal, what a goal that was.
Yeah.
You know, you deserve to win any game scoring a goal like that.
Yeah, I agree. But also, like, I've seen there's like a really good Amazon Prime series on him where it's like created, not like a documentary series, but like there's actors who play him, and it's so entertaining.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's voiceovered, so it's like it was originally done in Spanish, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is Spanish, and then obviously it's dubbed in English. But I found it so entertaining just to find out bits of his career and stuff, like with the famous people he was hanging around and stuff like that, and obviously when he went to different clubs and that fighting against Bilbao for Barcelona. Very interesting career, and obviously
I mean that's where he
kind
from,
of hampered.
They paid 12 million for him, which was
a surprise because at the time they were a
Italian
relegation club.
Oh yeah, they definitely I
It
think
was
they just
weirdest
missed out
transfer.
on it. Just missed out on being relegated when they bought him, and then
he turned the club around.
He's never a one-man team.
No.
But you look at when they won their titles and their cups and all that. He was
involved.
there. The minute he leaves,
Yeah, back down again.
yeah, and then we take over.
Exactly. And how do we do in other competitions? We won the Coppa Italia.
So we've done the double.
We did. We got to the semi-final of the Champions League as well. All right, so we'll take a look at the Coppa Italia. We beat Atalanta in the final 2-1. They are not enjoying playing us, are they?
No.
So that's a great result for us. But in the semi-final against Manchester City, we lost 4-2 on aggregate. Liverpool got tonked by PSG, by the way. And that final was then won by Man City. So they've won 2 now, 2 in 3 years. We beat Chelsea in the quarters. In the round of 16, we beat Juve and knocked them out, which is quite hilarious to be fair. Did we play in the knockout playoff? No. So we finished in the top 8 of the league phase, which is fantastic for us. In 5th place, we won 6 of our 8 games, beating Man City in one of them.
Same in it.
Yeah, we drew to Barcelona, and of course we lost to Manchester United, who we have yet to beat in this save. Okay, so goals-wise, we'll quickly breeze over that. We have 37 from Victor Osimhen, Raspadori 21, the same as Zielinski, and Kvaratskhelia a lot better this season with 17 when he's playing every single game. And transfers for next season, £55 million, so it's gone up a little bit, not too much.
No.
Okay.
It's going to be massive next season, isn't it?
6th season will be the biggest transfer budget that they'll have. We all know that. Okay, we spent another £60 million. And we brought in, again, another player from Atalanta. They are going to hate us after this.
Not only we've beaten them, we're buying their best players.
Yeah. He's a French fullback who can play on both sides, which is the reason why we have done it. He's naturally both-sided as well, which is what I like about him. Brandon Soppy, £21 million. Quite a good player, to be fair. So that's more of a squad player, but still really good. But another French player we actually brought in was Maxime Esteve, who is a centre-back, I think, alongside Kim Min-jae. This guy is going to be kind of our starting centre-back now. He is also very left-footed, and he can fill in at left-back should we need to.
Another young player as well. So
again, 23, yeah. So for you Patreon members, when you get the save game file, these guys will be in their prime. 6'4", really good physicals, like 17 pace, but also those mental attributes. Really, yeah. Underrated mental attributes that Esteve has. And then finally, Salvatore Esposito. We brought in another Italian centre defensive midfielder, a role that maybe we needed to start looking at to improve, and this guy is definitely the man for the job. Salvatore is brother of Sebastiano Esposito, who we've signed in previous rebuilds. £15 million from Udinese. Very good.
Price,
Used to play for Inter Milan. He came through the Inter Milan Youth Academy. We didn't really sell anybody, but we've lost the likes of Mario Rui and Politano for £3.4 million and just loaned out quite a lot of other players as well. So that's not bad. Tactically, again, I haven't really changed it.
No.
We've won the league back to back. There's no real reason to change it. We're going to stick this one out, and we're still playing Kvaratskhelia on that left-hand side. But what I will show, because it's the first time I haven't actually shown this yet, the best 11 kind of looks like this. So Osimhen and Zielinski still there. Zaniolo on that right-hand side. Di Lorenzo at right back. Soppy would be left back. Esposito and Guisa. Kim Min-jae and Esteve at the back. And Altay Bayindir in goal. But of course, we've got so many quality players that can come off the bench that could start at any point.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I only really locked in Kvaratskhelia, who I kind of want to play every single game. But Caleb Akoli is quite unlucky not to be featured in this. Same as Raspadori in that shadow striker role. And, you know, Lozano as well on that right midfielder. You could put them in and I think really you wouldn't really notice anybody missing.
No.
And that's what I like about this team already. So, schedule. We've played 2 games. I mean, one of them, amazing result. We beat Inter Milan 4-0, who arguably have the best team in the league. We beat them 4-0. You think, amazing. Then you draw 0-0 to Torino.
I can't believe we can't score against them.
I know, but there we go. Let's take a look then at the Champions League games that we have ahead for us. Ajax, Villarreal, and the Olympiacos. I'd like to think that's 4 wins.
Yep.
And that almost already secures your qualification.
Oh, it's our 2 orders against Man City and Arsenal. Apart from that, we're in.
Yeah, then Maribor and PSV. You're kind of thinking there's a lot of Europa League fixtures here, isn't there, really? That Maribor and PSV games. So, okay, we'll simulate this 4th season. Hopefully, we can get to the same point we was last season, if not better. 4th season, and it's a 3rd league title.
By a mile.
Our highest points tally as well, 91. Absolutely insane. Really good stuff from us. Inter Milan and AC Milan coming in 2nd and 3rd there, but no top goal scorer, which is mental, isn't it?
Hey, I'm still happy with that. That means we got a squad of players who
are scoring goals. Osman's probably 4th, 5th. There we go. So he scored 22 in the 27 games, and we've got the likes of Zielinski getting 15 and Raspadori getting 15. So your backup's getting 30 goals a season. It's not bad at all, is it? Okay, other competitions though. We've got 3 in a row. That's obviously doubled the amount that we had previously.
Yeah.
And then added one. Other competitions. It's another Coppa Italia.
done the double again.
But it's
if
another
you take in the Super
semi-final.
Cup, that's the treble. We've done the treble twice.
Yeah. Nobody counts the Super Cup, Dan.
No,
The PS5 Super Cup. What a name as well.
Yeah.
The Coppa Italia was won by Napoli once again. We beat Juve in the final 2-0. So we've got back-to-back Coppa Italias. The treble.
We're just getting to that semi-final and getting beaten again, aren't we?
It's just the Champions League.
Real Madrid. You can't afford to come against Real Madrid in the semi-final, can you?
3-1 in that second leg
So
meant
it's
that
Real
they
Madrid and
beat us
Liverpool
3-2.
again. So
Yeah.
do Real Madrid do Liverpool again?
No, I can see it. Their holders Liverpool.
Oh,
They beat him after extra time again.
Oh.
The Stadio Olimpico in Rome as well. Oh, it would have been in
Would have
Italy
been
if
in
we had won
Italy.
it. Fair enough. Okay, we'll take a look then who we overcame. So the league phase, we were in the top 8 again. We finished in 4th. We won 5. We beat Man City and Arsenal, but we drew to PSV, Anderlecht and Ajax.
You still go through this.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much.
Those results could be near the end where we were already through, didn't
Yeah,
we?
so that side of things doesn't really matter too much because obviously when it gets past these 2 rounds, then it's a random draw anyway. So we don't have to worry about the knockout playoff. We get to the round of 16. We faced Ajax again. We beat them 5-0 across both legs. Easy stuff. The quarterfinals, again, we face Arsenal. This is what I'm not going to enjoy.
No.
Is playing the same teams.
Yeah.
If it happens, I know you only play them once in this new league phase instead of twice, but it seems like you always come up against them again. And then, of course, the semi-final, which AC Milan got the other club in there. So 2 Italian teams getting to that point. We're just on the cusp, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're just on the cusp of it. 38 games.
You don't know whether
38
you want
goals,
to be
sorry.
knocked out of the Champions League to get into the Europa League to try and win it, don't you?
Yeah, I know, yeah. Definitely. You can't anymore. You can't.
No, that's right.
In the league phase, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
so you have to finish in 5th in the league,
Yeah.
which definitely we would.
So it's Champions League or nothing then, isn't
Yeah, pretty much. So
One season to do
would
it.
you sacrifice the league and the cup to win the Champions League?
it? Yes.
Ooh. I don't know
Yes.
whether I would, you know. I don't
Yeah.
know. 38
When
goals
you've won the
by
league
Victor
3
Osimhen.
times in a row,
Yeah.
I think that's what Pep is really doing this season for Man City. I think he is concentrating on that Champions League.
That's going to be hilarious to get chucked out of it next year. Zielinski with 23 goals, 18 for Raspadori, and this is what I like. They're also assisting double figures as well. They look like they're really gelling together as a team now. And like, you know, he's playing 26 games off the bench and 29 starts for Raspadori. So at age 26 now, he's happy to do that because he's delighted, as you can see. And he looks amazing.
Yeah.
So it's good that we got the team that is willing to do that. Kvaratskhelia with 12 goals and 11 assists. He is getting better, but he's not performing any better. But attribute-wise, he looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much money are they giving us this season? £56 million. You can see we got a lot of offers coming in there for our secondary goalkeeper. Okay, we'll go forward 5th season. Let's see who we bring in. All right, a shock signing to begin with.
On a free?
On a free transfer, Jadon Sancho. That's not bad, is it?
I'm going to take that, being an English player. Of course I'm going to take it.
And he was playing games.
Yeah.
I mean, he was off the bench most of the time. You can see there, 12 starts, 24 appearances off the bench. But a free transfer, Jadon Sancho.
Got to take it, haven't you?
One of the best wingers on the game. He's got 2 assists so far in 2 games. I'd like to see him rejuvenated underneath Erik ten Hag, which hopefully he will be, because he started off his Man United career very bad.
Yeah.
He's had a few glimpses of quality, obviously, against Liverpool. That nice little turn where he sent everybody the wrong way. But, you know, we know how good he can be because of his Dortmund times.
Yeah.
We need to see that again in a Napoli shirt now. So we bring him in.
Season to do it.
Yeah, our non-EU player, because England is not in Europe, of course, according to this. A free transfer. Unbelievable. Now, we have signed another non-EU player, but I checked and we could register both.
Right.
So we're all good. We're
Still happy, yeah.
non-EU Milenkovic, which does surprise me that he still counts as a non-EU because he's played at Fiorentina for nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
So I'm quite like, well, surely he doesn't count that now.
No, it shouldn't do, should
No. So £14 million as well for Milenkovic, and he's a quality player. He's a really good guy who can play centre-back and right-back. I've mainly bought him for that right-back role because we're not the strongest in that role, and I know that he mainly looks like he suits as a right-back, as a centre-back, sorry. Dribbling of 9 and crossing of 9, I'll take that.
Yeah.
You can even finish, really, of 9, so that's not too bad, to be honest. So, definitely a really good player, but our centrepiece, I would say, of the transfer... Well, no, I guess Jadon Sancho was the centrepiece of the transfer window, but the money that we spent...
Yeah, there's a lot of money on one player.
£50 million on Gabriel Vidovic, who's only 22, so at the start of the game, he is a wonder kid. You can find him at Bayern Munich. So he's come through their youth academy at the
Scored a lot of
Croatian.
goals last season.
He did. 17 in 28 appearances, and that was only 17 starts.
Good then, isn't it?
So really good from him. I think they were using him as a striker Obviously, we've got Osimhen.
Yeah.
And I don't really think we need to go 2 up top.
No.
He looks phenomenal for that number 10 role for me. That shadow striker role. Because he's not blisteringly quick like Osimhen. But as a shadow striker, because he's got that 14 passing and 16 vision, yeah. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that flare as well in around the edge of the area is going to be really crucial for us with good agility. So, Vidovic joins us, £50 million.
I'll give you that, mate. 3 good signings here.
I think so too. That's really pushing.
Definitely strengthened us again.
Absolutely. He goes in, and I want him to play every single game from that number 10 role.
Right.
So, Raspadori,
same tactics today?
Yeah. Sticking to the same tactic. Sticking to that. I don't think we had any transfers out. We might have had, actually. We had one £24 million. Kim Min-jae has left. He's gone to PSG. So that was the last signing, or the last deal that I actually did of the transfer window it was in July. So, no, we brought in Milenkovic as a replacement for Kim Min-jae. That's right. I had a lot of offers this season before for Man City, but they were terrible offers. Even he didn't rise to it, which is saying something.
That's a good replacement, really. We had to replace him.
Yes,
if
I agree.
Yeah.
So it took us a month to do it, but we did it. Schedule-wise, how have we done? 2 wins from 2. 6-2 against Brescia, 4-1 against Monza. Nice, easy start. We are conceding goals, but we're scoring. Yeah, scoring so many. The Champions League fixtures are a little bit more tasty. We've got a Newcastle in there.
Oh,
interesting seeing them in there.
As well.
Dortmund, of course, yeah. Bayern Munich, Sporting, Nice, Hertha, PSV. Again, I think top 8.
Yeah.
I think Bayern Munich's going to be the only team we're really going to struggle against. Borussia Dortmund, I think, will be a tricky game.
Yeah.
2 very similar clubs in my eyes. Like the way they're both structured and both run really well. They're still the selling club.
I would say at the moment they're favourite as well because they're home.
Yes.
So I would say they would be favourites for that game. But it'd be a close game.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Newcastle as well. That's not going to be an easy game, though.
No, especially when you got to go to Newcastle.
Yeah.
We'll simulate this 5th and final season then. Can we do it? Can we win the Champions League? Let's find out. Well, we end the rebuild with another league title. Again, 91 points, so we're walking the league each and every season, so that's great. And Victor Osimhen and Raspadori was up there with the most goals, which is, again, phenomenal.
Only lost 3.
Only losing 3 games, drawing 7. Spezia, Milan, and Juve. It's just 3 games we couldn't score in. All away games as well. 7 draws, and we scored in every single one, which is quite funny, isn't it? But that's 4 league titles in a row.
Brilliant.
Very
4
good.
to 5.
But it's not what you asked for.
Nope.
You asked for a European trophy. Have I given you a European trophy? Runners up. Runners up of the Champions League.
As long as it's not an Italian side.
It's Real Madrid.
Had to be, didn't it?
Had to be Real Madrid. They haven't won it for 3 years. They had to win it. Let's take a look then at the final. Who scored the goals? Gabriel Martinelli of Arsenal has moved. He made it 1-0. Kvaratskhelia made it 1-1. And Federico Valverde, who I genuinely think is one of the best midfielders in the world. Yeah. 78th minute, he scored to win it, and he won the player of the match as well. Phenomenal game of football, playing in the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam.
Quite an even game as well by the looks of it.
Yeah, 15 shots to 13. Yeah. Possession 45 to 55, but we're probably more the counter-attacking team as it was anyway. Bit surprised by the amount of subs being made. I thought maybe we'd make more than just 3 changes in the Champions League final, but there we go. Never mind, we couldn't quite do it. They do have an insane team, obviously, and they've just increased how good they are.
I've got to be honest, we've done better than I thought we was going to do.
Yeah.
By winning 4 titles, 2 of them were the doubles.
Yeah.
So we've done better than I thought we was going to do, but I am...
You say that, we won the Cup of Titles. 3 trebles. Three domestic doubles, sorry.
So we've done the double 3 times.
Yeah.
Won the league 4 times. Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could have asked you to do that. I didn't expect you to do it, but...
No. The 3-peat of the Coppa Italia, the quadruple of the Serie A. We just couldn't get that European trophy. No. Goals-wise, though, bloody hell.
Yeah.
43 from Victor Osimhen, 29 from Raspadori, 25 from Vidovic, with 13 assists.
We've just set you up with one hell of a team.
Yeah, this is an unbelievable side. And I don't even think
I'm going to go as far
as
saying, if you don't win the league for the next 5 seasons, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, because, you know, the oldest players that we've got here, Di Lorenzo, Zielinski, and Lobotka, you could still use them for 2 years.
Yeah.
Really, they're still really good enough as like starting fullbacks and everything, and yet you still got backups. Money-wise, you probably got 200 million in it now, 50 million pound. I'm pleased.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm buzzing with that because it means they didn't like mug me off. So you've got roughly about 50 million pounds.
You know
of
what
good
players
wage
you've
budget.
got to replace? Then the players are getting old.
Yeah.
You just try and replace them with good squad players.
You need a backup goalkeeper, and you need a replacement possibly for Moise Kean, who left because we didn't use him.
Yeah.
And he's moving now to the Mexican League. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. So, last 2 questions. Dad, first off, what would you like the task to be?
I'm sticking to what I asked you to do.
Yeah, win a European trophy.
Win a European trophy. I don't care which one it is. I mean, obviously, you're going to be in the Champions League, so you only got 1 cup to go for.
Yeah.
If you miss out on that, you might be in another one. But
Don't care what it is. So if they come to us and go, right, I'll finish in 7th place, and I went to the EC2 and I won that one.
The only way I'll let you say you've done something better is if you win the league 5 times.
Yeah.
Because we only won it the 4.
That's true, yeah.
And we've just set you up with a really good side. So
Yeah.
if you win the league 5 times, take my hat off to you, but I want you to win the European
Yeah.
Cup.
And finally, that stadium doesn't look very attractive at all, but what is the food like there? We've had quite a few people message me about the food at the different stadiums, the clubs that we've been to and been and done recently. Swansea apparently has not got that good of food. So let us know what the food is like. Is it nice? Do you get some good stuff in Naples? Is it classic Italian food, or is it something a little bit more special to the place in Italy itself? Let us know down in the comment section.
Maybe fish. You get some fish, don't
Yeah,
you?
possibly from where they are based in Italy.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know all of those things. Or if you've got any nice, cool experiences of going to the ground, or you're a season ticket holder, then by all means, let us know. If you've watched Maradona in the flesh play there, that would be great to hear your stories about that man.
What was he really like?
Yeah, so fantastic. Thank you very much for watching. Again, all the suggestions, leave it in the comments section, and subscribe if you haven't done so. We've got a hard task of getting 100,000 subscribers.
That button for us,
we
please.
need to get that button. So thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.